What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Barber Block Podcast. Just want to say thank you again for tuning in and watching all the previous episodes, and hope you are getting some good value out of it. We're here to talk to real barbers, real people, to inspire, to share, to educate, and uplift the barbering community. So today we have another great special guest here, and so please help me welcome Junior Garcia, a.k.a. Barber June. Yes, sir. Welcome in today, man. Thanks for stopping by and having a chat with us. Certainly appreciate you taking your time to come on out here.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate the invitation, and I didn't take it lightly, so I wanted to come over here and show some love and appreciate you guys as well. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
I do appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, so we're just gonna get right to it. So
all right, let's go.
The way I like to start off is let's just talk about the name. How'd you come up with the name Barber June?
Well, my name is Junior Garcia. And, you know, growing up, I was always June Bug.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
You know how it is growing up, man. And so very different variations of Junior. And so, yeah, man, when I became a barber, actually what really stuck with me was in 2011 or 12, I remember we're getting Instagram. I was just Junior Garcia.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a barber tag. And the old barber that I used to go to, he was coming out of the gas station. And he knew I was a barber, and he knew already, and I was already working in the shop, and I was early. And he came out the gas station, and he was like, Barber June. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? And then I was just like, man, that was crazy, you know, like, and so I was like, man, I'm going to use that as my handle.
Yeah.
And so this was back in 2012, 2011.
So it stuck.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use Barber June.
Yeah.
You know? This is when Instagram just took off with barbering.
Yeah, So where are you from initially?
I'm from the Bay Area,
okay.
California, in a small city, Pittsburgh, California. It's about like 35 minutes, 40 minutes outside of Oakland,
okay,
East Bay.
Yeah. And how long you been here in Arizona?
Man, I've been here in Arizona, man. I think it's going on a year and a half.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah,
so you're fairly new.
Very new, new, man. I just moved out here a year and a half ago, September of 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
September 2021.
So after post-pandemic or
sort
of when things were opening back up.
For Arizona, it was post-pandemic. In California, we were still in the pandemic.
Shut down.
Yeah, we were still shut down, man. And so that's one of the reasons why we moved moved out of California. It was because of the pandemic and the way they were just moving and stuff, man. So it was just a good move for us overall.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were moving here during that time just because, you know, we were doing business as normal pretty much after, you know, a couple months of being shut down. You know, it was just, or people were figuring it out, how to keep moving.
Yeah.
And so I know going to California, I used to go to California like at least once, twice a month to go see some vendors and suppliers and things like that were over there that were still doing business, you know, but just to go find a restroom or find a restroom, to find a restaurant that was open. That was just a crazy challenge going over to California. And coming from Arizona, you're just like used to everything being open. You go in there and like, oh shoot, everything's still shut down over here. I can't even take a piss somewhere.
No, for real, man. It was bad, bro. It was really bad, man. We had to shut down the shop, you know, for like 6 months. 4 to 6 months, can't remember, but we were still cutting. You know what I'm saying? So we were just, you know, figuring it out, man. We were just like still doing it. You know, we had to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about California, man. They really don't try to support small business because there's so many big companies out there. Right. So the small business is like on the last of the totem pole. And so a lot of barbers were really hurt, man. A lot of people had to shut down shops. A lot of people stopped becoming barbers. I was even thinking about it. I was like, I'm trying to become a UPS driver, Amazon, something, you know. But then I was like, you know what, man? We good. Yeah. So what take it back to the beginning. What made you become a barber? What was it that inspired you? Man, I've always been in the barbershop. I've always got hair, my haircut at a barbershop. So I've always been around the scene. I've always been there. I've been going to the same barber in my early 20s. JD's Classic Barbershop in Antioch, California. Shout out to JD's. My first original barber, man. I was going to him for like 9 years. So I always liked the barbershop scene, always felt. But at this time in my life, I was actually trying to become a probation counselor.
Gotcha.
You know, growing up in an urban city, you know, dealing with troubled teens, and I had my fair share of running the streets, and You know what I'm saying? Just growing up in the neighborhood. And so, anyways, so I was trying to become a probation counselor. I was going to school, going to get my AA. And then I was working also at a bank. And while I was going there, man, I was like, I'm just tired of working for a corporation, tired of working for people, tired of working for the man. I got tired of working, and I just needed to be self-employed, man. I just got tired of, because this was in 2008. Yeah. 2008 where, the recession, the Great Recession that we faced, and unemployment was really high. And so I was just like, you know what, I need to find something that I can be in control of, something that no matter how much energy or work that I put in, I can reap the benefit instead of putting so much work into a company or for someone else and they reap the benefit, right? And so, and also, there was also talks about them moving out of state, the company.
The company you work for.
Bank of the West.
Okay.
And there's so much talks. There was also a lot of times that the company was saying, no, we're going to move. We're not going to move. We're going to move. And they're just going to lay people off, right? And at this time, man, my wife was pregnant. She was pregnant, new homeowners. So it was very scary, man. So I was like, man, I need to transfer into something that I can be in control of, something that I can be, no matter what I put in it, I can reap the benefit from it. And so started self-employment. And so I was like, man, let me go ahead and become a barber. Let me go ahead. I love the barber shop. I love the vibe. I've always liked cutting hair growing up, like on my nephews or friends. I wasn't good at it, but I still enjoyed it, right? So after I just got done jacking them up, I'm like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. I actually enjoy that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so then, yeah, man, I invested in like about $400, got some 76ers, got a Masters. I bought a DVD from off YouTube. There wasn't a lot of YouTubers back then. Yeah. But there was some. Jay the Barber. I bought his DVD, and I watched that DVD for about, because at this time I knew I was going to become a barber.
Maybe take a step back and explain what a DVD is. A lot of people may not even know.
Right? Yeah, DVD is this round circle disc. Yeah, you can find it in the library. No, man, I bought this DVD from Jay the Barber, and I watched that DVD because this was back when Amazon didn't have Prime. So I waited about like 2 weeks to get my clippers. Yeah. So for those 2 weeks, I was just watching the DVD. And for 30, 40 minutes a night, just watching him go through each haircut. Yeah. So by the time I got my clippers and I brought my nephew, it was actually, I was able to give a decent haircut. Yeah. You know, and then started doing that, man. Started giving out free haircuts, family, friends, neighbors, people from church, jacked up a lot of people, you know, while I was still working at Bank of the West. Yeah. And so after that, you know, I was just doing that for a year, 2 years. Yeah. So eventually, after I started cutting people, you know, friends, co-workers, people from church, just people in the neighborhood, you know, more people started coming. So I was actually getting off of work at 6 o'clock, right? 6:30. Start cutting hair at 7, and I was cutting in my garage. It's your turn. Right. Yeah. Now we even. Right. Yeah. So I was cutting people in our garage. It was a little. In our garage, I was cutting people, and then I'll get off at 6:30, start cutting at 7. I'll start working until about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the a.m. And I made just as much money cutting hair at my house than I did working at Bank of the West. And that's when it clicked for me. That's when I made the transfer over. So I'm going to get my barber's license. Yeah. And so, yeah. So
it was the point where you're like, okay, you found this passion. Yeah. In cutting hair.
For sure.
You were servicing a lot of the neighborhood folks, church and everything, and then you decided to go to barber school. So what was that like going to barber school? You know, that first day you stepped in there, was it what you thought it was going to be?
So I did the apprenticeship program.
Okay.
So I signed up for the apprenticeship program before I even found a barber shop. And so the apprenticeship program is where you work in a barbershop from Tuesday through Saturday. And then that Monday you go to barber school where you're in a classroom and you're there for 8 hours learning theory.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I did that. And so, yeah, man, it was cool because it was actually all the guys that all in the Bay Area, people from Oakland, San Francisco, Walnut Creek, just guys from all over the Bay Area was in the apprenticeship program. What I liked about it is because those relationships, right? So it wasn't just people in my city. It wasn't people just in one city. It was actually guys all over the Bay Area doing the same thing that I was doing. Yeah. So when we all became barbers and we ventured off and did our own thing, it's cool. When we talk now, it's like, dang, can you believe, man, we come a long way, man. We all struggled the same. We all carpooled together. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we did some crazy stuff. Yeah, but it was cool, man. So I did, you know, the apprenticeship program.
Okay. And how long was that program? How long did it take you to get through the apprenticeship program? And then what, after you finished, did you have to stay in that shop you were doing the program through, or how did that work for you?
So basically after this apprenticeship program, I just got my license, and then it was just another day. Yeah. So I just stayed in
that shop.
In that shop. Yeah. For a little bit longer. Yeah. Then I left. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after you left there, did you go to another shop? Did you decide like, I'm going to go into ownership, or what was your path after that?
So after that right there, I actually, I left that shop, and then I stayed at another barbershop. I went to the next barbershop, and I went there, and I stayed there about for like 3-4 years. Yeah. And at this time, this was, so I got my license. I was in that shop from 2012, the end of 2012, 13, 14, 15. And in 2015, I left that shop, and then went to True Edge Barbershop in Oakley, California. And I was there for about 3 years. But in that time, after that, there I was actually, we moved from the Bay Area out to Solano County, just a little further out into the valley. It's called Vacaville, California. And so we just thought we would just move.
Cows.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, cows. Vacaville, California. We moved to Vacaville. So that's why I knew I was going to open a shop, just because we were ready to move out of the area that we were in. Yeah. The city that we're in just got really, really bad. Yeah, it was the hood. Okay. Yeah, we moved into the hood. We moved out. It was time for us to move up out of the hood. And so, you know, at this time, I had 3 girls. I had so I had 3 girls at this time. My family grew. The house was smaller. It was in a bad neighborhood. And it was just time that we needed to make a move, you know, something better for our kids. And so we just moved. So we moved about 45 minutes out of 45 minutes outside of where we originally lived. And so we moved out there, and so I just started all over. I found another shop, and then I knew it was going to take some time for me to open up a shop, so I was willing to work at that shop until I built my clientele and just get things situated, get everything, you know, just reassess, and then open up and move forward after I found a shop and get everything situated.
So moving out, further out, and so that where you went to go work at that point, that was another shop in that same city. Okay, so starting over.
Starting over.
How did that feel? Oh man, you know, how was it uncomfortable, or were you just like on the grind? And what did you do to rebuild your clientele at that point?
Just basically hard work. I already knew. So now about this time, it's 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So in 2018, 19, I don't know exactly the year. I'd have to start counting, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, somewhere around 18, 19, when I moved out of Antioch to Vacaville. Yeah, definitely. It was scary. First thing, it was scary. Moving to a different county, 45 minutes away, a different city, I have no clientele. And my income, I'm the only one working. My wife is doing a part-time job, but most of it is my income. Yeah. And I've already been in Antioch, Pittsburgh, Oakley. I've been in that area my whole life. So I cut a lot of people, I just had a good reputation over there. And so I had a good clientele base, very good clientele base. And I left all of that to move to a different city.
And none of them followed you, or?
I was actually shocked. Yeah. I actually was shocked. There was actually not a lot of them, but a good 20 clients followed me, make a 45-minute drive to get a haircut in Vacaville. Wow. From Antioch, Pittsburgh. Yeah, I had a lot of support, man. 20 to 25 clients followed me over there. It meant a lot. Yeah. So everybody who actually followed me to get a haircut from 45 minutes, man, that's love. To this day, I still have a relationship with them. Yeah. Till this day, when I go back home and I cut hair back at home, they're the first ones that I hit up and I say, hey, man, I'm cutting at this shop. I'm going to be here for a couple of days. You know, I'm just, you know. Come through. Even if you don't come and get the haircut, I even told them, just come by and say what's up. Say what's up, man. I'd love to, you know what I mean, dap you up, give you a hug, and say what's up.
Yeah. So what specifically did you do to rebuild? Like, were there certain techniques or tactics?
Yeah, man. Basically, show up. I knew I had to be in the shop early, and I had to leave late. Also, every shop that I go to, the first thing I do, I press up. This is old school tactic. This is a guerrilla marketing. 3,000 flyers. So what I do is I actually get to the new city that I'm going to, press up 3,000 flyers and just hit the streets, man. I just go out there and pass out flyers. I show up to work. I get there early. My also thing is that I try to make sure that I get the first chair if it's possible. So any barbershop that I go to, I try to go to the first chair because I want to make sure that we represent the shop. So every shop that I go to, not only are they interviewing me, I'm interviewing the shop owner. I'm asking how much are the prices, how many barbers. I go to the reviews. I look at their shop reviews. I look at how much the haircuts are because I want to make sure that if I bring my clientele to the shop, I want to make sure that it's comfortable for my clientele. For the clientele that I'm trying to build. Right. So it's very important. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way street because I also know that I'm going to bring value to the barbershop. And so I want to make sure that the barbershop is going to bring value so it could be a mutual relationship.
Right. So at that point, you've got the experience, so you know what value you're bringing to the shop, and you want to make sure that they're matching the same kind of value or the same values that you have.
Exactly.
You know, that shop is exuding those same values. So,
exactly. Because I know exactly. So I want to make sure that it's equal or even better, right?
Right.
And so that's what I did, man. And so I try to make sure I get the first chair because I want to represent the shop. I wanted to make sure that I treat the shop as if it's my shop. Not saying that it is my shop. I just want to make sure that I represent the shop right. Because later down the road, I know I'm opening a shop, and I want barbers to represent the shop that I'm opening. I want them to feel like it's theirs, and they can represent it the way they want. They can represent it, right, the right way.
Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to make sure that if I get the first chair, I want to make sure I greet people. I want to say hello. I want to make sure that there's customer service. I want to make sure that they feel welcome because I know that goes a long way. Yeah,
because I've had that experience where I've walked in the shop and, you know, as a customer, you don't, especially if it's your first time, you're like, okay, someone going to say anything? What do I do? You know, you have no clue. So to have someone to just speak up and just say something, hey, how you doing? You know, everybody's busy right now, whatever it is, you know, but just acknowledging that customer goes a long way when someone walks through those doors.
Yeah, man, because that's a big issue in barbershops, man. One of the big issues is barbers, I don't know if they're introvert or if they're shy or if they're rude, right? I think it's a mixture of both, or all of them. And a lot of times that can hurt us as barbers. It can hurt a business. Not acknowledging just somebody who's just trying to ask for your service. Did you know barbering is one of the professions that people are looking for you? I have a friend who's a plumber and he owns a plumbing company. He said, bro, I admire your profession, bro. I'm like, why? He says, I have to go out and look for bids. I have to go out and look for work. Your work comes to you. And I never thought about it like that. And it's just like, you're right. You know, our work comes looking for us. Right. And I was just like, man, and here we are as barbers taking that for granted, you know, and we just ignore clients. We just ignore people who want to spend money with us. And so,
yeah, because everybody wants to look good.
Yeah, everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah, whereas me wanting to pay for a repair,
exactly, right.
But yeah, the looks come first versus the repair. So I understand what what your guy was saying. You know.
Yeah. And so I just so that's what I did to help build, and because I know that goes a long way. And and show up, be very punctual with my clients. Just know how they feel, how to make my clients feel in the chair. You know, find common ground, talking with them. Once people find common ground, they feel more comfortable. Their guard comes down, and the relationship begins to grow. Right. And so then it takes off for just, oh, he just cuts my hair. It's actually, man, I enjoy talking to him. I enjoy being in that shop. These guys are cool. They have a good time. I enjoy being there. It was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. So when you have a customer in the chair or a client in the chair, are there any conversations that you avoid?
No, not me. Heck no. Yeah, not me. Yeah. I'm that barber who will say something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dave, if you don't laugh, I'm like, oh, damn, I shouldn't have said that. That's my bad. Well, it was nice meeting you, player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You may want to try that barbershop.
Right. Yeah. So you're gonna try different things just to see how they react.
For sure. But also, I have a good sense of character judgment, right? So I know if you're very already reserved and you're very quiet, I'm not going to go straight into the jugular and say something off the wall, right? You know what I'm saying? You come in here with I just got to know, you got to know your audience, right? You got to know who you're talking to. Right? So, yeah,
that's cool. So what, how does that permeate throughout the shop, do people see you and like, oh, Barber June is doing this? And maybe they mimic you, or do you ever see that happening?
Yeah. I see it. And that's a good thing, right? For me, it feels like, okay, that I'm doing You know what I'm saying? Like they picking up what I'm putting down. And I never try to be the guy who tries to tell people what to do or what to say. You're going to get more clients if you do this. You're going to get this. I never try to be that guy. Right? I just try to let my actions speak louder than my words. Yeah. Right? And but on the flip side, if you do come and try to ask for help and you try to ask for some game or something, I'm the type of guy that, man, is going to open up the whole book. Yeah. I'm going to open up and say, man, this is how you get it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because I just, at the end of the day, man, I have a lot of setbacks in my life where a lot of people wasn't helping me out and a lot of setbacks. And only, I tell my wife this, my life could have been further along in life if I had somebody there. If I had a father figure in my life, I could have been further along in life if I had someone directing and guiding me. Right. So a lot of me growing up was a lot of figuring things out. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's where my my mindset come from. It's figuring a lot of stuff out on my own. Right. On my own. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is definitely a lot of people have that experience where they just have to figure it out. Yeah. Because there is no one. You're in a territory or going in the avenue. Maybe was there anyone in your family that was a barber or no? So you're doing something different that no one else has done, so you've got to figure it out. Yeah. And so a lot of people come across that situation as well, that, you know, you just got to figure it out. And it's trial and error, you know, and then the next thing you're doing, you know, whatever you're passing down, you're giving someone else a shortcut. Exactly. Right? So they don't have to spend as much time going through some of the things that you bumped your head up against the wall doing, you know? So let's talk about that. What were some of the challenges that you had that, you know, that the setbacks that if you had someone to help you, what would be some of those things that you could have done differently?
Yeah, first of all, man, I grew up in a single parent home. My mom was the only one. My mom raised me. You know, she did everything she can to raise us, man. There's a lot of things that my mom did show me. She showed me a lot of love, showed me character, ethics, right? She's the foundation. My mom is the foundation. Also, my older sister, she's 9 years older than me, and she wasn't your typical sister, bro. She was like a second mother in the home. When my mom wasn't there, it was my older sister. She was the one I was asking, hey, can I go over to my friend's house? And she would be like, yes, no. You know what I mean? Can I do this? Can I do that? If my mom wasn't there, I would ask my sister. And so she was like a second mother to me. Right. Right. And she was, yeah. So basically, yeah, man. So they did the best they could. You know what I'm saying? But these two females trying to raise a boy, not only me, right, but I also had my nieces and nephews that were the same age as me. Two of my nephews were older than me, right? And so it's a house full of boys, you know what I'm saying? Young men that has testosterone, man, that has, you know, their own issues, right? And so it was very chaotic in our house. Yeah. A lot of, you know, just wild young boys. Yeah. You know, and two females, trying to raise two boys and doing the best they can, you know, emotionally, physically, doing the best they can financially, right? So we had a hard time financially. I didn't know that growing up, but as I look back, as I started becoming an adult and seeing, I'm like, dang, man, we really did struggle. Like, but they made the best that they could, and we didn't really see it until I got older, until I realized it.
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle, man. It was a real struggle. You know what I'm saying? And so,
And so growing up in the house full of boys, was that when you started doing haircuts? Did you practice on?
So there's been
your older nephews,
and younger nephews. Yeah, so I'm like right there. I had two older nephews, and I had like 3 or 4 younger nephews, and I had a couple of nieces too. Okay, I can't forget my nieces.
You cut their hair too?
No, they cut their hair. No, they cut their hair. But yeah, it was, you know, I remember one time my nephew, I jacked him up, man, left him big old long lines and stuff, and oh man, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Is there any receipts, any evidence?
Oh no evidence on those ones. Yeah, no evidence. Yeah, no.
This is pre-social media.
Yeah, this is pre-social media and I didn't even know I was going to become a barber. It was just, you know, just doing what you got to do. Yeah. And I remember growing up, my sister would give me a haircut. I got a picture of that, man. I got a bowl cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with my two little nephews there, and I got a big old bowl cut. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
So how old are you?
I am 39. I just turned 39.
Okay. Okay, so we're not too far off.
No,
in age. So when you mention bowl cut, not a lot of people know what that is. Yeah. So that I definitely understand that. I used to do that myself. What I did is I tied a shoestring on my head. And then hit it with the clippers, and that's how I got my bowl cut.
Yeah, man. Fading has come a long way, man. Back in the day, it was actually kind of cool. Like, you got a haircut.
Right.
Even if the fade wasn't all that, you got a haircut, right? Yeah. No line up. It was just, fading has come a long way. The haircut has come a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So now that you've reestablished yourself.
Right.
And you're still in California. What was this deciding factor? Well, we talked about that, about the pandemic. Right. Was your deciding factor to go ahead and move here to Arizona? So what was that transition like, picking up your family and moving over here to Arizona?
So when I moved from out of the area that I was raised in to Vacaville, and I was successful there, building my clientele, it was time for me to open up my own shop, where I felt like it was time to open up my own shop. The pandemic happened and everything, and so I was very confident that I could do it again. I could move. I was very confident in my skills. I was confident in the business. I was confident in rebuilding. So I could move to any state, anywhere, no matter where I go. I was confident that I can rebuild. Right?
Gotcha.
It's just going to take time and hard work.
Yeah.
Right. And so moving out of state, it was scary again, but it wasn't as scary because I moved from out of the Bay Area to Vacaville just a little bit. So I moved out, and so it wasn't as scary. It was scary. I think it hurt the most for me. It hurt because I'm moving I'm uplifting my roots everywhere that my memories, high school, friends, family, culture. I'm picking that up, and I'm moving to a different state.
Yeah.
And you really don't know if you're going to make it or not.
Right.
Right. You really don't know if you're going to like it or not.
Right.
You just visit it. Right. And so you're like, will it work? Right.
Right.
And then I think what would help me in that transition with the feelings was my faith. My faith really helped.
Yeah.
Knowing that, like, man, God's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? God's going to take care of me. He's already taken care of me so much.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, he's still going to take care of me.
Gotcha.
He's got me.
Yeah.
And so I just moved on that note. I just moved like, I'm confident. I'm confident in the ability that we can do. I got a strong family core. My wife got very strong. My wife, very, very supportive, very loving. I knew that's very healthy. That's strong. My kids emotionally is strong. We can do it. We can do it. Yeah. And I'm confident in my profession as a barber. I'm confident in the amount of money that I can make as a barber to go and move out of state. And that's what made us do it. Like, I knew we can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you had the faith, you had the belief, and
the confidence.
Had the confidence
in my profession.
And so when did you come? You came and visited here a couple of times, or how many times did you come visit before you made the decision that this is going to be the place? So
we drove through Arizona 3 years prior, 3-4 years, and I was like, that's pretty cool, man. I could see, this. I could see it. And then when we made a decision to like move out of California, it was between Texas and Arizona. And so we were like, okay, let's set up two. We're going to take 2 vacations, one to Arizona, one to San Antonio, and just to give them a try. Yeah. Right. And so let's do Arizona since it's closer. And so we came out here for about like 9 days in 2021. Came out here for 9 days, set up in Glendale, and we just drove around, man. We our whole motive was like, let's act as if we live here. So let's get an Airbnb and let's go to the stores, let's go to the parks, let's see how people treat you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So we came out here. We went to all over the Phoenix area. We drove to Glendale, Buckeye, Scottsdale, North Phoenix, Chandler, Queen Creek, and man, we really liked it. We were shocked. Yeah. We were shocked in how much we liked it here in Arizona and the East Valley. We came out of Chandler, Queen Creek, Gilbert, and we said, man, we were just so impressed. Yeah. Right? So impressed how everything was different culturally. And we liked it. We liked it a lot. Yeah. And we came in April, right? Right after Easter. So it was getting kind of warm. Yeah. Right? But it was doable. A lot of people, it gets hot in California, man. Right. It gets hot. Not only is it hot, it's humid. So when we came here, we were like, it gets hot, but we can deal with it. We have hot summers. Right. Right. Yeah. So we liked it. And so when we came here to Arizona, man, we were like, man, this is pretty dope, man. We like this area. We were, people were greeting us. People were saying hi to us. We're a minority family. I'm a big Mexican dude. You know, me hopping out of a van, you know what I'm saying, with 3 little Mexican girls, bro. You know what I mean? And this white dude opening the door for me. It's just like, we're not used to that. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're used to like opening the door for people and people just walk in right past you and just be rude. And like, well, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of environment we're used to. Right. And so it was just different, bro. It was just different. Yeah.
Yeah. So we
liked it. So I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And so basically we made a decision. It's like we don't need to go to San Antonio. You know, like we'll just settle here. Like this would be a good, because it's still close to California.
Yeah.
We can still go back and visit family.
Yeah.
There's just so many pros. You know, it's drier heat.
Yeah.
You know, in Texas, a little more humidity.
Right.
And so like we'd rather prefer dry heat. So we like, you know what? Let's just make Arizona.
So you never even went to San Antonio? Never didn't do that trip?
Nah, we didn't even do that trip. We canceled it.
Yeah.
We canceled that trip, and we were like, yeah, we made a decision. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming here to reestablish yourself again.
Reestablish myself for the second time, man.
For the second time. In a different state. Where you don't have people who are coming from California to come get a haircut, right?
Not this time. Hey, y'all still owe me. No, I'm just saying.
So what was that like really starting over? Like you have no base, nobody knows you,
right?
And so what did you do at that point? Did you do the same strategy? Yeah.
So that was always so when I came out here. One thing that's different. There's so many commission-based shops out here.
Right.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I'm used to booth rental. Right. I'm used to like booth rental being, hey, check it out. You know what I mean? You have no clientele. You do have clientele. Booth rent's this much, and this is how much you pay.
Right.
So it's easy for you to go over there. That's where my mindset is. It's easy. I could just go to a shop, get a station, and grind. Press up some flyers. Show up early. Show up late. You know what I'm saying? Customer service. Marketing, social media. I could do this, right? So coming here, they're like, oh, no, it's not booth rent. No booth rent. No booth rent. Commission. And I'm like, okay, check it out. Well, beggars can't be choosy, right? Beggars can't be choosy. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go to a commission-based shop. And I'm just going to, work hard, stack up, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then open up a shop. My first barbershop that I came here, right, it was all bad, man. It was all bad. I was there only for 1 month, and I don't do this, bro. I'm a loyal dude, bro. I went to that shop very respectfully. Yeah. I went there and, man, I gave it my all. I worked really hard, cut a lot of people, and people were impressed because I came up, setting up, and again.
This episode is brought to you by Leonetti's Barber Supply. We've been in the barber supply business since 1968. Helping barbers deliver their best haircuts. We're located at 1633 East McDowell Road, Phoenix, Arizona, 85006. We've got everything you need. We've got your clippers, we've got your trimmers, we've got your disinfectants, everything you need to help you deliver your best haircut. Now let's get back to this episode.
I brought my whole station, right? So I'm bringing clippers, I'm bringing enhancers, I'm bringing hairspray, I'm bringing gel, pomade, blow dryers. I got all my stuff that I needed for tools, and people knew I wasn't playing around, and I just, worked really hard, and it's just there was a lot of stuff in the commission. I don't know if it's all commission based, but this shop is it was really hard. It was really hard. A lot of rules, a lot of micromanagement.
Yeah, they're more in control.
Control of everything.
Yeah.
Control of everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like it really affected me. I was like, dang, I really hate being in this kind of environment.
Like being back at the bank.
Being back, exactly, bro. Man, but where that sound at, bro? Bring that back. Working for the man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, bro? And it's like, it was like working for the bank, man.
Yeah.
Everything was controlled. Everything was controlled. And I just, you can't flourish in that kind of environment. I'm not saying every barbershop's like that.
Right.
I just feel like
for you personally,
for me personally,
that wasn't your style.
That wasn't my style.
Yeah.
Right. And the trade-off was you don't need to go marketing. You don't need to go and build your clientele.
Right.
We have work for you.
Right.
Right. And but at the end of the day, it's like I don't need you to find work for me. I can find my own work.
Right.
I could build this. I've already done it. Right. So what value is that? Where's the trade-off?
Right.
Because here I am dumping in, getting good reviews. People are recommending me. I'm already building the clientele base in that shop already.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, so check this out, bro. So I just really didn't like it. There's just a lot of little things that was going on. The dude, the shop owner, cool dude, family nice. I have no issue. There was just a lot of micromanagement, a lot of control, right? A lot of things that was just very annoying. And I knew to a point where I'm going to blow up. I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to get so frustrated, I'm going to blow up. So I said, to avoid all of that, I already know where this is going. It's best that I just cut ties now. Yeah. So I approached him. I said, hey, check it out, man. It's not working out. For me, this is not the shop for me. And I said, and then I don't expect you to change your whole shop just for me. Right. It's not right. It's not right. If this is the culture that you're building, it's cool. But for me, it's not the shop for me. Yeah. So I'm putting my 2 weeks in, man. I'm giving you. Most barbers don't do that. Right. Most barbers don't do that. Disappear. Just bomb. I'm out. Right. But I'm trying to be ethical. I'm trying to be right. Right. And also I'm trying to be respectful, because at the end of the day, that's who I am. So let's check it out, man. I'm gonna give my 2 weeks, bro, and I'm just letting you know, man. I'm trying to find another shop. And in that 2 weeks, bro, I was trying to find another shop, and I did. Found another shop, and I just told him, and I talked to the new shop owner where I'm at now, my homie George, Off the Top Barbershop. Yes, sir. Right, man, George, Off the Top Barbershop in the Palette Collective. You know, and so yeah, man, I found that shop, and I was like, hey, George, check it out, bro. This is where I'm from. This is what this is my expectations from a shop. And he was like, bro, I'm on the same path as you, bro. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And I was like, all right. And he gave me his expectations, and it was mutual respect. Yeah. Mutual respect. You know what I mean? I just asked, let me control my appointment book. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And let me control my hours. I have a family. Yeah. I have 3 girls. I'm not going to be slaving in the shop. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do my work. Don't believe that. I'm going to be on it. I'm going to grind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But also when I know to take time off to be with my family, I'm going to do that, because at the end of the day, that's all I have. Yeah. And that's my pride and joy, is my family. Right. My family comes above all. That's making money. Important. Being with my family and sharing memories is more important than having and making money, right? Wow. That's true value. That's true wealth. Yeah. So I just don't want to be caught up. But again, it's not that I'm just not taking every day off. You know, I get there's got to be a balance, right? Right. And I do put in my work. I do put in work, and I make it good enough. Till this day, my wife still doesn't work. She takes care of my family. Nice. And you know, I'm just thankful for barbering. I'm thankful for barbering that we can able to do that. But yeah, man, so when I left that shop, I put my 2 weeks in, you know, and I found George. I told George, give me 2 weeks. I gave him 2 weeks, and he's like, yeah, let me know when you're ready. And then, yeah, I've been at that shop for a 1.5 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love. It's all love. Rocking with George. Still rocking with George, man. And I'm very thankful for George, man, because he was a man of his word. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He, you know, he didn't. Yeah, he's a man of his word, and it's still a great relationship. Yeah. To this day, man, we still have a good relationship, and so. That's awesome. Awesome. So now let's jump to social media. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about Barber June online. Let's. So what was it that you know, you started to do the comedy online? You started doing the skits. Yeah. What was it that drove you in that direction? Yeah, man. Actually, it all happened when I was smoking crack at 12 years old. Yeah, man. Crack's a hell of a drug. I mean, what else is it doing in Vacaville? Yeah, exactly. Other than smoke a little bit of rock. You feel me? No, man. Man, it's just, so I'll tell you what set it off. I've always wanted to do social media. So when I'm at my old shop at True Edge in Oakley in 2015, Chris, Ivan, Paisa, these are all the guys that I worked with, right? And they're like, bro, you are funny, bro. You should do a podcast. You should do a reaction video. This is when reaction videos were coming out. Everybody was doing reaction videos. Yeah. He's like, bro, you should do a reaction videos. Bro, you're crazy, bro. You crazy. And I was like, yeah, I should, huh? Maybe I should. But then again, it's insecurities, time. You know what I'm saying? It's you dabble with it. It's a lot of time. And so I just threw it on the back burner. Moved to Vacaville. I tried to do it. You know, TikTok's now coming around. Yeah. Right? Streams, and YouTube is a lot more popular now, right? Instagram. And so then I'm like, let me do it. So I made a couple of videos, and it's just, I came back. I was like, no, bro, this is a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I made a YouTube channel, right? In 2020, 2019, I made a YouTube channel, bro. Yeah. Your boy got 1 subscriber. You know what I'm saying? Nice. I'm like, bro, I came back. I'm like, bro, I can't be a full-time barber working in a shop with a family. I got to wait for my kids to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I got one put in the bed. I got my, 9-month-old. You know, she up at 12 at night. We eating cereal. You know what I'm saying? Where am I going to make content? Right. And so I feel like it was timing. Now my daughters are older. Yeah. They all go to bed. They're all in school. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of stuff I could do after they all go to bed. yeah, man. So this time around, I just felt like it was perfect timing to start making content. But really what started a fire, man, I joined the six-figure barbering program, mentorship program with Chris Bazio.
Okay.
Shout out to Chris Bazio, one of my mentors, the GOAT in the industry. Just put me on, man. I got off a Zoom call with him, and he just super inspired me.
Yeah.
Just give me the playbooks, not just with social media, but with the business aspect, right? So just being in the mentorship program, being around the other guys who are like-minded, people in our Discord. We have a Discord group chat where everybody's sharing their wins. Like, this is what I'm doing. This could help you. This could help you. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Everybody's just sharing valuable information.
Right.
And it's just a great group of network of guys who are barbershop owners, product owners, just people who are doing it in our industry.
Yeah.
And being around that, man, I just got super inspired, with Chris Bazio. And so I was like, man, you know what? I just signed up for this program. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what started a fire, man. He was just like, hey, man, people always asking, how do I build my clientele? How do I do this? He was like, bro, people are focusing on the wrong thing. You just do badass shit and document it.
Yeah.
That's how he started. He just did what he was doing that he needed to do for his barbershop.
Yeah.
And it just blew up. People just took off. You just do badass shit and you just document it.
Yeah.
And so that's what inspired me to actually, like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. If people mess with it, that's cool. If they don't, they don't. But I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I started making content, and it just took off. Boom. It took off.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So what's your creative process like? Like, is there, how are you coming up with the ideas? Is it just, that makes good content?
Right.
Whatever happened that day, or whatever, or something you've seen, or what's your process like?
So as I'm starting now, I'm starting to make content now. I took another course. This was in January of 2023. Took another course, Marv course. Shout out to Marv. Took his course on social media. So I was already getting a buzz. I was already growing on social media. And one of the things that Marv said is, like, you've got to be instead of being a consumer of content, you've got to be a creator of content.
Right.
So instead of actually going through your Instagram feed and just being entertained and liking and scrolling, start thinking of ideas, things to inspire you, things to give you ideas, things. And so that's what I did. That was the transformation point in my development is, okay, now every time that I jump on social media, I'm not being entertained. I'm actually looking for ideas. I'm looking for things to be inspired. Things that I can do and use, right?
Yeah.
And so I was actually doing a variation of content. I was doing lip sync. When you use the audio.
Yeah.
I'm doing the audio. I did my own skits. I did a little bit of product reviews. I did a little bit day in the life of a barber. And really what did it for me, when I saw the most views, I was looking at my analytics, and I was looking at, man, people really love the skits. Those were just taking off, the skits. And so I'm like, man, I'm just going to bust down on these skits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which skit is your favorite? Which one?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them are my favorite, man. All of them. There's a couple of skits that I got 1 million views.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's viral.
Yeah.
But I love all of them, man, because all of them is some truth.
Yeah.
All of them is a little bit of piece of me in there.
Yeah.
Right? There's a little transparency. All of them. Every skit that I've done, I've seen it, I've experienced it, or it was a little bit of me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Barber June. Man, Barber June on Instagram.
Yeah, so make sure you go check out his content if you haven't seen it. He's got some good things on there that you can take. Well, maybe get inspired, right? That's the key word, not take. Get inspired.
Get inspired, right. Yeah, take it. Hey, man, steal it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm stealing everything.
Right.
Yeah. I'm stealing everything.
All right.
Man, if there's something that works, man, go ahead, take it, man. Like, if it can help, I mean, hey, it's free game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
So now that you're down in you're down in Queen Creek, right? That's where
Queen
the
Creek,
shop
Arizona.
is. And now you've gotten, because of your content, you submitted for
the CT Barber Expo Grammy, Barber Grammy for Content Creator of the Year. Yeah. So I'm super honorable, man. Super, it's just blessed. I didn't even imagine. I couldn't even think that I would actually be, number one, grow the platform so fast. Number two, build a relationship that I have with guys in our industry, right?
Yeah.
Big names. And then also, too, just be nominated, for a content creation of the year.
Yeah.
For barbering, man, because my passion for creating the content is to elevate barbering, right, through humor and education. So that's why on my page you'll see education pieces, and also you'll see humor pieces, because I just want to elevate barbering through humor and education.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's just lifting up barbers, man, people who get inspired, and just help out anybody that I can in any way. If I helped out one person anyway, that's all that matters. That's a win. That's a win.
So now, have you been to the CT Expo before?
I have not, man. I have not.
And you're planning to go, right?
Yeah, I'm planning to go. I got my tickets. Yeah, man. So, yeah, Jay Major, I'm there. Yeah. So, funny story, man. I met Jay Majors at the Arizona Barber Expo last year.
Yes.
Right? And that's when I first started actually making content. I said, because I got, joining the six-figure barbership with Chris Bazio. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to this expo. I'm going to go ahead and start making content. That's my first. I'm going in there. I'm going to do it. So I had all these questions already planned out, already had to interview everybody and stuff like that. And so when I, not a lot of people don't know this, so when I saw Jay Majors for the first time, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ask him. All right, let me go ahead and put my game face on. I have all these questions. And when I started talking with him, I was like, yeah, nice meeting you, player. Yeah. How you like Squire? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How you like being a barber? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just fumbled, man. I was just like, dang. But yeah, man. So that's when I met him. And so this is gonna be my first time at a CT Barber Expo. First time being nominated for a barber anything. You know what I'm saying? I never really was the guy to go to Barber Expos to compete. I would go just for networking, but never to compete, just because it's yeah, man, I was just too busy in the shop. Just cutting, working, and yeah.
So do you see yourself competing in the future, or
probably not? Probably not. It's not very important to me. It's like, it's not for me. It's not important to me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. I just don't. It's not important to me. I don't feel like I need to compete just to network, to meet people. I don't need to compete to showcase my work. Right? It's just. I love the culture. I love the vibes. I love being there. I love being in the mix.
Yeah.
I love it. I love being a barber. Right. I just, I don't need to compete to, for me. It just never really was anything that I need to, I don't know. It just wasn't fulfilling for me. I just didn't need it. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So what part of the barbering game that really brings you the most fulfillment?
Networking, man. Building relationships.
Okay.
Right. I'm a big relationship kind of guy, man. I'm big on, building relationships, and having a good core of friends, and that means the world to me. You know what I'm saying? And so, people that you can talk to, get ideas, be inspired, share ideas, share things, and feed off each other. You know what I'm saying?
And out of those relationships, was there like one pivotal point that you'd say, like, man, I'm so glad I met this person because it changed something going on in your life, or
in barbering, or just in life?
In life, in barbering, whichever one you want to share.
Man, I got tons of people, man, that in life that really changed. I have a spiritual, my old pastor, you know what I'm saying? He helped in my mindset, in having a mindset. Also, financially, meeting people there, just building relationships. Also in barbering, man, I would say meeting Chris Bazio. I met Chris Bazio before I joined the program.
Yeah.
But then once I joined the program, man, it was a pivotal. I feel for me, it's just set that fire.
Yeah.
Like I knew what I needed to do. I was confident, right?
Yeah.
And then when I joined his class, when I joined his mentorship program, the things that we were discussing, how to build, confirmed everything that I did. I was like, man, you're thinking the same way I was thinking. Like, you're, and I agree with that because I do that. I agree with that because I do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's just confirmed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, like, this is how you're doing it. This is how I did it. You're confirming it. It's like, bro, let's go. Like, I'm ready. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's go time for real now.
Yeah, so that's important because you're out there, you're doing things, and you're not quite sure, like, I'm going to test this out.
Right.
But then when you get someone who confirms what you're doing, it is a good path or the right path, and, man, that means, like, let's full speed ahead.
Let's go, because no longer am I questioning, because you got to think, man, I've already talked to, like, 7 different barbershop owners.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn, bro, I don't know. Like, this is what I've been doing. And we none of us don't know. And like talking with Chris Bazio, he's like, no, this is how you do it. This is the blueprint.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
We've done this 8 times. We've set this up 8 times, and we're successful every time.
Yeah.
Now we're building up to build out.
Right.
Now you can start worrying about product. Now you can start worrying about merch because you're built up and now you build out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just gave me more of a booster. Like, okay, so no longer am I worried about the things that I was always concerned about.
Yeah.
Now I can put that to the side and be like, okay, this is taken care of. I know I can do this.
Yeah.
This is what we've been doing. It's been confirmed. Let's start focusing on other stuff now. Let's start putting our energy into other things like now, like making content, building a shop, things like that. Yeah, creating a brand.
Yeah, so you've got the blueprint now. It's just about execution.
Execution, right, exactly. Execution and hard work.
And hard work.
And actually, getting it.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone who's watching or listening, let's say a barber student, right? They're still in school. They're about to get started.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most important piece of advice you could give them?
The most important advice I could give them is, man, find a mentor. Find somebody, a barber that's doing it, right? And learn as much as you can from that barber. Learn as much as you can from that barber because it's going to help you. It's going to get you to where you want to go faster because you can learn from their experiences.
Right.
And I think that's going to be the hardest part is finding that barber, that shop owner, whoever that is, that mentor. I think that's going to be the hardest part. Is finding the right one.
Finding the right one.
So as a young barber, you have to figure out who you are as a barber. Are you chasing the lights? Are you chasing the money? Are you chasing a foundation? Who are you as a young barber and who do you want to become? And who you want to become, that's who you go and find, right? It is just, but you got to figure out who you are as a young barber and who you want to be.
Yeah.
Right? That's what's most important. Understanding who you are.
Yeah, that's some great wisdom because there's.
Come on, bro, he's slacking, bro. Yeah, he's over there in the interview.
Call him out. Call him out.
Yeah, I get my own. There you go. There you go. That's some good wisdom. You know
right. That's some good wisdom.
He over there eating popcorn. Come on, Q. You know what I'm saying?
Now you made me lose my train of thought here. We were on a roll, right?
We was on a roll, bro. We was vibing.
So I have that great advice. Finding the right mentor for you.
Right.
And that is actually your job. You can't wait for someone to come to you. You've got to go out to search and find that people. You might have to go through a couple.
You have to go through a couple.
To find the right one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you have to go through a couple of people and you figure out too. Maybe, you find them and you're like, oh, you reach out directly and you text them or you get a hold of them and they probably snub you. Right. And so it's like, dang, okay. Yeah. That's just, whatever the case is, whatever that process is, you got to figure out who you are. And then once you find that right one, man, you try to learn as much as you can from them because it's going to help you in your success.
Right.
In implementing that. Because they're not going to do everything for you.
Right.
As a mentor, they're not going to do things for you. All they're going to give you is just wisdom and knowledge. You've got to learn how to implement it and execute it.
Right.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part because that comes with mindset. That comes with dedication. That comes when you don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? That's what's going to separate the boys from the men.
Yeah. So, Barber June.
Yes, sir.
When you shut off the clippers, turn off the lights in the shop, what is it that Barber June, let's say Junior Garcia, what does he like to do when you put down the barber game?
Bro, so when I go home, bro, I don't know if this sounds cheesy or what, man. I'm a family man. I love being around my kids.
Yeah. I
love being around my family. I love being around my wife. I love being around my kids.
Yeah.
And I love being around friends.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of, I'm an extrovert, right? So I like to have people over. I like to have barbecues. I like to go to people's houses.
Yeah.
So we that's what I do. I just hang out, man. We hang out and we enjoy good quality relationships.
Awesome. Well, just so you know, I'm actually moving down to Santan very soon, so I'm coming over for a barbecue.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Any last words you'd like to say? Anything final you got on your mind that you want to leave with the people?
Man, just nothing really. What I want to say is that you are a part, barbers. You are a part of a, if not billion dollar industry. There is success in our industry, and the sky's the limit. But you've got to put in the work. Whatever you put into the barber industry, you're going to reap out of that. So if you only put a little bit, you're only going to get a little bit out. But if you put a lot in, you're going to get a lot out. There's a lot of successful stories. Barbering has given a lot of barbers opportunities, and it's changed their lives.
Yeah.
And so our industry is not something that you just look down, oh, they're just barbers. No, we have a very solid foundation in our industry. Take advantage of it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Well, way to be on it, Q.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, we certainly appreciate you all tuning in to the podcast today with Barber June.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Hey, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by, and we wish you much success and luck in the nomination, and I'll
send you the link, man. Go vote.
Yes, we'll post the link.
Okay,
somewhere down here.
Somewhere, okay, for sure. I need your vote too, Q. Yeah.
Thank you all again for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
You all have a blessed day. Peace out.